This is episode 2 of Wild Magnificent, which documents the next 10 days of our 35-day adventure from Guitar Lake to Middle Fork Trail. Make sure to see all 4 episodes of Wild Magnificent. Thanks for watching.
Here Kath and I are. This is the morning after we climbed Mount Whitney. We've got our coffee in hand. Honey, first impressions.
I'm struggling over here. First impressions. It was a booger. I've never done anything that hard in my life.
And I second that. That's probably the toughest hike, pass, mountain, anything that Kath would even begin to compare to Sandia Crest, going over Glen Pass, Forester Pass.
It's just relentless.
It is relentless.
Rocks, big rocks. There were several places where I had to sit down to get either up or down, and that doesn't make sense, but in order to get up, sometimes I had to sit on the ledge and swing my legs around and then push myself back up and go on up. So it was not easy for us.
No.
It took us a long time.
And don't forget, we're old, so it does take a little longer for us old people. Yeah, that was, I would agree with Kath 100%. It is relentless, and I didn't realize how much up it really was, how much continuous up, until we were coming back down.
Yeah, to get to Trail Crest.
Yeah.
It's steep, and it's it's sand.
Sandy, sandy, kind of gravelly.
Yeah. And so it's slick.
You have to be very careful about foot placement, even though you're just on the sand and the gravel.
They're just getting up.
Yeah. So, but beautiful, unbelievably beautiful. Words cannot describe when you get up there how beautiful it is. The views. You talk about views. People always talk about when they're climbing over passes or going over mountains. When you break out to the views, well, you never stop on this thing. From the time you leave Guitar Lake and start climbing up on the pass, you can look back down at Guitar Lake. You can look up back at Mount Whitney and the surrounding mountains. It's just
incredible.
It is. It's really, and we had the perfect day for this.
Mm-hmm.
Crystal clear.
Cool.
And it was
cool. Windy.
Yeah, a little windy, a little breezy.
But that was nice because it kept us comfortable.
It did, especially in the afternoon when we came back down, because we were in the direct sunlight basically all afternoon long on the descent, and had a nice cool breeze which really kept the heat down. One of the neat things that happened up there, which you've probably already seen in the video we're going to post, is that they had a flyby. There was a group up there, I guess, that had, I don't know whether it was a surprise or whatever, but they had commissioned to have a guy in a acrobatically a single engine, looked like a Beach or a Cessna. I don't know how that, you must have a big engine in that thing to get it up to 14,000. And he did a couple of flybys. It was just incredible. That guy could fly an airplane. Aileron rolls, he's doing wing waggles. And I mean, we're talking about where the hut is on the top of Whitney.
It was very cool.
I was going to say he couldn't have been more than 200 feet above when he flew over, and he was moving. Yeah. And what was cool, when he did the aileron rolls, he went right over the top of the hut, and he kind of dived down towards the east valley. And then that's when he did the aileron rolls. It was like watching your own air show out there.
And then later we had 2 jets.
Oh yeah,
those Air Force
F-16.
Jets?
Yeah, we had 2 F-16s right after that happened. Came right over the top of Whitney and kind of loose formation.
We didn't get pictures of that because they were too fast.
But we went to Whitney and an air show broke out.
There you go.
It was great.
You never know what's going to happen.
And so, what did we feel like, honey, when we got back last
Oh
night?
my gosh. I drug down about the last half mile, could hardly pick up my legs. And we got back down to camp and we looked at each other and said, we're not cooking.
Yeah.
So Sam ate a Slim Jim and a piece of cheese for dinner, and I had about 6 peanuts that we left from my trail mix and a piece of cheese, and we went to bed.
Directly to bed. No teeth brushing, no hygiene.
I did wash my face.
Oh, she did wash her face. Okay.
And we did soak our feet
Yeah,
for about
we did.
5 minutes.
Yes, we did. We soaked our feet, and we actually met a couple of YouTube fans that had watched our videos before preparing for their JMT hike, and they're actually camping up here. In fact, they're getting ready to go
Right
up
next
to
door.
Whitney. Yeah, right next door. They're getting ready to go up to Whitney this morning. So it's pretty cool.
And they're a lot younger than we are.
Yeah,
so
much.
They're
much.
going to feel fun when they
What
get
was
down.
the funny thing about that? We went over and took a couple pictures with them before we did crash. So we did do about 3 things before
Yes.
we went to bed last night. But Kath asked one of the girls that's up there in this group, she said, "Are you students?" And the girl says, "I'm 40 years old." It was so funny.
Well, they are young.
They are young.
You know,
Yeah,
and
but
I
we're
guess it's
getting
just 'cause
older.
We're so old.
That was
But,
great.
you know, to me, she didn't look any older than those college kids
Mhm.
I've been looking at.
No,
But
it's-
I'm just a terrible judge.
Well, it's just amazing how your reference changes
Yeah,
the
as you
older you
get
get. Because we have kids now. Our kids are in their 50s or
Well,
close to it. Close to it. Now they're still in their 40s.
Yep.
All right, this is Sam and Cass signing off for breakfast.
Yeah.
All right, here we are, Guitar Lake, and some of our newest friends. Got Corey and Steve getting prepped here. Terry must be having her beauty sleep, or did she take off already? Oh, oatmeal. So Terry's doing oatmeal. There's Terry. Just a second, Terry. Give me a wave. There you go. Thank you. But you can see they're getting prepped for their big assault. Steve was nice enough to reward Kath and I when we got back with a Jolly Rancher for completing our mission of hiking Mount Whitney. But they're getting serious about it now. It actually looks like they're getting ready to do their hot chocolate. And coffee, anybody drink coffee here, or is this just hot chocolate?
This is coffee from an AeroPress because I take my coffee
Ah,
really seriously.
oh,
And
that
we're putting
is-
carnation
man.
instant breakfast into them, so we get it's like
You are some serious.
it's like
Yeah, you
Gatorade.
Isn't it? Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, let's go ahead. You know that place we stopped for lunch down at the end of the lake?
Okay, you take your time off.
Yes. So the trail maintenance for you. Got some step ups. Trail crew's been here. Trail maintenance crew.
Well, that didn't take long. We were already here at the junction, right, Kath, on the JMT from the ranger station, F2 ranger station.
We're doing great. How are y'all? Good. Which company are you with? Okay. Oh, the animals are beautiful. You do a great job of keeping them beautiful. Hi. Oh, you're so pretty.
All right, we are approaching Webster Creek and the junction with the High Sierra Trail. You can see a bear box right there. It's about 3:45 right now, and Kath and I are going to have to make a decision about whether or not we're going to camp here tonight or proceed up 8/10 of a mile to Wright Creek.
You decide.
We decide to call it a day and are rewarded by some wilderness visitors as we set up camp, eat, and get 11 hours of sleep.
All right, so here we are at Wallace Creek. We didn't quite get to Wright Creek yesterday. We're about 8/10 of a mile short, but we that day before at Mount Whitney was pretty tough on Kath and I, and I think it made us a little slower yesterday. We did get out later than we have been, about 9:30 in the morning, because we needed our sleep after assaulting Whitney. But Wallace Creek campsite here is a very nice place. You can see where we've picked out our campsite, looking down this meadow right there. We're getting ready to go here. This is day 7 for us. Kath's getting arranged inside the tent. I've got my gear all laid out here. Start packing up in just a minute. I've still got to put on my boots and socks and that kind of stuff. Get my gear all sorted out and packed up. I've already put my sleeping quilt in the bottom of the pack, as you can see. And there's my sleeping pad, my Thermarest sleeping pad there on the ground. My pillow, Nemo pillow, and a couple of ditty bags. There's my clothing bag and what I call my super ditty bag. The orange ditty bag is just for junk that I need to stick in my pockets when we first get to camp and start unpacking and unwrapping and unbanding stuff. What a beautiful look down the meadow here at Wallace Creek. The creek, you see that stand of trees over there, runs across there. You can see our clothesline over there that we set up yesterday. It was a great afternoon yesterday. We got in about 4 o'clock, and the first thing we did, we didn't even put the tent up, was we stretched, both soaked our feet. I went down to the creek and took a nice little creek bath. I did not get in the creek. All I did was sit on the bank there and take all my clothes off essentially, and wash down there with creek water and get all the the salt and the dirt out of my hiking clothes, and then come back and hang up my wet things on the clothesline that I set up. Kath actually brought back her bucket of water. She's got one of those little collapsible, portable, little mini buckets, and that's what she used to clean up here at the campsite. But anyway, the creek crossing is right back over there where the camera's pointed now, maybe 100, 150 feet, 200 feet. So we ended up with a nice little campground. Beautiful views. Great little camp spot. And today we're going to be hiking up to Upper Tyndall Creek Camp, which is right at the base of Forester Pass. It's going to be about an 8.5 mile hike. All right, we're on our initial climb up out of Wallace Creek. First 3 tents headed up to Wright Creek, where we're supposed to spend last night. I'm glad we didn't try to come up here. We were both pretty tired by the time we got to Wallace Creek. There's some beautiful breakout views happening now along the hike up. I'm sorry?
Rockable.
Yeah, I go. Be safe out there. So if you want to know why Kath and I enjoyed Bighorn Plateau so much last year, I'm going to show the reason why, and I'm just going to let the camera do the talking. Talk about 360-degree views, huh?
Yeah, this is awesome.
This place is unbelievable. We camped out up here last year when we hiked north.
Cool.
And there was a lot more snow up there than there is now. Where are you guys headed?
Whitney Portal via Mountain.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Where'd you start at?
Onion Valley.
Onion Valley. Yeah, we're going to have one of our resupplies there, but they're going to bring it
horse
by
it over
mule.
for you, so you don't have to go over KEARSARGE Pass.
Yeah, we did that last year and it was a pain, so
Yeah,
we decided if we could afford it, we'll go ahead and buy a mule. And the good thing is my wife's got 3 other people in on the mule with us, so we got to split it 4 ways. So,
Oh, cool.
yeah.
Awesome.
So how many days?
6 days.
Total all the way out the portal?
Yeah.
Are you going up Whitney?
Yes.
Whew, we did that the day before yesterday, man. I'm 71 years old and it wore me
Where are you
out.
at? It's a butt kicker, is it?
It is. Yeah. Have you ever done this
I've
before?
never done that.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, no, I'm from Alaska, and
Oh,
this is the
good.
first time I've been in these mountains. This is awesome.
Isn't this something?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask you your name?
I'm Lincoln.
Lincoln, Sam Goodrich.
Hey, Sam, glad to meet
Nice to meet you too. Yeah, we're heading northbound. We're going to Happy Isles. We're going to end up in Yosemite in about 30 days
you.
or so.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
From here.
From here? Yeah, that's you're in
So we're
for a good
taking our
workout.
time. Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Well, good. Nice to meet you,
Nice to meet
and
you too.
hope have a safe trip out
Yep,
there.
You too.
All right, Lincoln. Take care. She's a speedy grape, moving right along. Bye, grape. See you in a few. Yes.
Boom, boom. Tip of that rock up.
Yeah.
Or here.
Yeah.
With getting your boot a little wet there, maybe.
Yeah. I think that's probably the better one, Kath.
Okay.
All right, here we are. Tyndall Creek water crossing, and we're going to have lunch once we get on the other side. All right, we just crossed over Tyndall Creek, both did a water crossing there. We didn't have to take our boots off. The water's down quite a bit from what it was last year. We had to wade across. But about 100 yards, maybe 120 yards up from the creek crossing, we had to hike off the trail about 50 yards. We found this nice little shady spot right here where we're going to have lunch. And your foot maintenance, Kath, how's it doing?
It's pretty good. It's this toe right here where the nail is partially coming off. It's the pressure from the top.
Right.
And of course I have a bloody finger there because from sticking it in my pack a while back. But if I wrap these two toes, that helps protect and cushion the side of this one.
Oh, good.
And then I've got the stuff going over the top.
And what kind of tape is that on there, honey?
Well, this is blister tape. Underneath here is a padding tape, and then this is duct tape.
Oh, very
You can
good.
fix anything with duct tape.
You can. All right, here's Camp Goodrich, top of the base of the switchbacks to Forester Pass. not actually looking at Cass's feet, but her feet give you an excellent illustration of how clear this water is at high altitude.
We are treated to a spectacular 12,000-foot sunset under the sheer granite beauty of Forester Pass before retiring to dream of the adventures ahead.
Give us another chirp. Yeah. Half hour into my hike up over Forester Pass from the switchbacks. I've been thinking about Don Downs and all the work crews that have made my hike possible. And I just wanted to give you a little idea of what trail work is. If you look straight up there, you can't even see anything that resembles a trail. But I've already seen Kath up there, a couple of switchbacks ahead of me. You can't see her right now. But the pass, Forester Pass, is now right there where that little V is. But take a look at this trail, at least this portion of it. It's not all like this, but this is what we have. Don Downs to thank for. Don and everybody else that's participated in putting this trail over this pass in. Just want to thank you to those workers. I want to thank you to the Forest Service, and I want to say thank you to the volunteers that come up in a lot of these places and maintain these trails. And it's amazing the little wildlife and how beautiful it can be up here at these altitudes.
If you look up there, you can see a hiker going up the last little bit. I mean, just the very last little bit. But look at the way they have stacked these stones to make the trail. I mean, it is just incredible.
Thank you, Donald I. Downs, and
every
many others.
volunteer.
Yeah.
You know, and
Forest Service workers that come in here, dynamite, and sling these rocks around.
incredible. When you look from the bottom, you can't see any of this trail, and you don't even see that intricate stuff until you get right on top of it.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. And look out this way. Oh my goodness, that is so incredible.
All right, here we are at the world-renowned and I think a little overhyped Forester Pass ice chute. Kath has just crossed the little rock slide there, where's the main area that people find most treacherous. This time of the year it is really no problem because there's no snow. However, when you get up there in the wintertime, or early spring, or any time that there's snow and ice there, which could be, last year was into July, I think, on this side of the pass. You have to be very careful with your footsteps there. Ice axes and cramptons and all that, cramptons, yeah, whatever that is, whatever the foot thing is. But anyway, Cath's only about 100 feet there from the top, and she's standing right in the middle of that area that she was commenting on just a little bit earlier, where they've done all that trail work. It's just really something to see. Okay, for your viewing pleasure, because everyone loves being terrorized at home, I'm going to hike up over the ice chute, and I'm going to be holding the camera in my outside trail hand, so the trail's going to look a little narrower than it is, but it'll give you some idea. So here's the little rock fall area, and this is what you see when you look down. And to put it all in perspective, there are a lot of passes that you hike in which there are narrow portions to it, and as a hiker you have to have the proper respect for any pass or any trail. What a day though. Hope you're enjoying this as much as we are. This is the second year in a row we've got to do this. And I told Kath last night, I'm having more fun this year, I think, than I did last year. It's been great. Thank you for your service.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
You wouldn't mind sharing your first name with me, would you?
Heather.
Heather, thank you.
Heather's freezing.
Heather is a doctor in the Navy.
Yes, Heather is a doctor in the
Awesome.
Gosh. It's awkward, but there's places where they have built this trail up by stacking stones one on top of another. Oh, unbelievable. Oh, it's beautiful up here.
So where did you start at?
We started at Silver Lake before dying.
Oh, okay. Very nice. So you've been on the trail how many days now? 22? Oh, awesome.
We're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
We're taking 36 total on the trail.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're slow though.
Really cool.
We're
Yeah.
slow, so
That's all right.
We're
Slow
loud.
is good as we get old. It's
yeah,
really good.
absolutely.
We just keep going.
You wouldn't mind sharing your first name with me, would you?
I'm Jan.
From Jan, from where?
I'm from Idaho.
Idaho.
I live in the Tetons.
Oh, you do?
Wyoming, Idaho border.
Well, you can call this, you're from Idaho, this is Tallahassee. You're, and another Forester Pass success. Woohoo! How was it?
That's good.
Awesome. Way to go.
It was actually fun.
Would you mind sharing your first name with me?
Phil.
Phil. Phil
Newcomb.
from where?
Northern Wisconsin.
Northern Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Awesome. We're
Yeah.
Sam and Kath from Dallas, Texas, Phil.
No kidding.
Are you two hiking buddies?
We are.
And is he from Wisconsin too?
Same town. Northern
Oh,
Wisconsin.
Awesome. Is this the
Land of
first
the
time
Hodags.
out here?
Land of the Hodags.
Hodags, yes. Is this your first time out here?
Yes.
Awesome. Where'd you guys start at?
Follow me.
Tuolumne. Oh,
Yeah.
you're going all the way to
Yeah.
Whitney? Oh,
We're
very
on
good.
Day 17 or 18.
17 or 18. Well, All right. As I said earlier, we're getting ready to come out on this spine or bluff that sticks out. I'm going to get our first view of the valley headed northbound below. Is that gorgeous or what?
Beautiful. Oh, look at the lake. It's like diamonds.
Yeah. So we're going to turn around here and you can see what I've been talking about. Cass said the lake right now is looking like diamonds down there, and it is. Well, Kath and I just finished a nice little descent down from Forester Pass.
Don't believe it when he says nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of rocks up there, that last mile or so.
Yeah, but it is gorgeous.
It's beautiful up there.
Oh my goodness.
And believe it or not, we actually ended up, we're going to have lunch just above Center Basin. Basically the same spot we had last year when we hiked over Forester Pass. All right, here we are at Center Basin Creek, and we've got our campsite picked out for tonight. Beautiful little tent site area. Actually, we're able to get some stakes in instead of having to use the big rock, little rock method we used last night at Forester. Center Basin Creek is right down there. I'm going to go down and see if I can't find a place to filter some water. So what have you been doing all afternoon, honey?
I washed my hair.
She washed her hair. She's
I
so
washed
happy.
my face.
Oh my
warm
God.
water and soap.
Soap and water.
Well, I actually used cleanser, you know, face cleanser. I cleaned my fingernails, but you can't tell it now. I washed my hands, but you can't tell it now because I've been.
Yeah, playing with bear canisters.
Yes. But
You got your tent set up. You got yourself all set up for tonight.
I already have my nighty night clothes on.
Nighty night clothes on.
So,
We got our clothes lined up.
Yep.
All right, we're going over to visit Steve and Corey and Terry. We're going to make the official Whitney forester presentation and get out of their hair because they've had a long day. And we know what that feels like after doing Whitney. All right, we have one quick presentation to do and then we're going to get out of your hair.
Sleeper.
Oh.
Yeah.
Depending on the weather.
Is that right?
Okay, so
Here we go.
There y'all.
This is
your opinion for his whole success.
all right, we got some fire. Always good to have fire. Coffee and sit in your tent and enjoy it at 38 degrees. And I'm sure you're all smiling if you're sitting at home this morning with your hot cup of coffee and your 72-degree heat at home. All right, here we are on day number 9 of the great 2018 JMT adventure. Getting ready to leave Center Basin right now. Kath has been waiting patiently on me for about the last 20 minutes.
He's just a slowpoke this morning.
Yeah, I thought I had to go to the bathroom a couple times, and not to be too gross about it, but I haven't had a bowel movement in a couple of days, so I'm just trying to get restarted again. And I was trying to do it this morning, and it took up a lot of time to do that. So, where are we headed, Kat?
We are going to either Bullfrog Trailhead or Charlotte Lake.
And how far is it?
5 or 6.5 miles.
Okay, so it'll take us either 4 or 5 hours to get up there the way we hike, and we're going to have a great day. Again, we had a deer in camp this morning, by the way, didn't we, honey?
We did.
All right.
She was pretty.
Yeah, she was. All right, we just left Center Basin Camp, and we're heading up either to the Bullfrog Lakes Trailhead Camp, or can't find something nice there, down to Charlotte Lake, which is probably another mile or so. Hello, happy hikers. Are we heading towards Whitney?
Yeah, heading towards Whitney.
Whitney, good. I just want you to know you're going to be in my YouTube channel
That's cool.
this year,
Oh, YouTube
so be
channel.
looking for it. Yeah.
Oh, what channel is it?
It's you can do two things. Sam Goodrich is my name. You can put Sam Goodrich when you get over there to YouTube, or put in northbound, all one word, northbound 168,
Okay.
which is how many miles my wife and I hiked last year in the JMT before she got injured and we had to go off. So that was our excuse to come back again this year and to do the whole thing again. So where did you start at? Up at Tuolumne or?
Onion Valley.
Oh, Onion Valley. Very, very good. And you're going to finish up over Whitney?
We're going Forester Pass today.
Yeah. Forester Pass today.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's beautiful up there, believe me. Well, nice to meet y'all. And be looking for the movie will come out probably November, December. I have to edit all this film when I get done. So you're going to be stars. You're going to be stars. Yeah, have a good day.
Oh, you too.
Seeing you in a few years.
All right, very good.
Cheers, have a good one.
You bet. All right, we're beginning our step downs into Bub's Creek, about 20 minutes out. I'm going to stop there and have our snack break, our morning snack break. It'll be about 10:30 in the morning. It's so funny out here because we just moved away from the Kern River. Can't hear that anymore. And we're just starting to pick up the sound of water at the bottom of this portion of the trail where Bub's Creek is. But I remember this from last year. There's quite a few switchbacks there where you get down to the water crossing at Bub's. Beautiful over back there. All right, here we are. We're at the junction here of Bullfrog Lake and the John Muir Trail back there, down there where the camera's pointed. So we've got our tent set up. We have about a 6/10 of a mile hike over to the KEARSARGE Pass junction on the John Muir Trail tomorrow morning. The packers are bringing our resupply in by mule and should be up here by around noon, they said. So we'll pick up our resupply tomorrow around noon, and then we're going to play it by ear as to whether or not we go over Glen Pass, or, as the current plan is, we may just go up and camp out just below Glen Pass and go over Glen Pass the following day. To show you where we're at, down over here from the tent, you can see where the creek runs through. Beautiful place down here to be able to filter water and to soak our feet. It's been wonderful today. We got up here early, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's been a kind of a leisurely afternoon. I actually took about a 30-minute nap. Kat did the same. Got to meet some folks from Dallas who had seen Kath and I on our YouTube channel tonight, Danny and Chrissy. So it was a lot of fun. We got to talk to them for a few minutes. They're going to be going out over KEARSARGE Pass tomorrow. And We're going to go ahead and be cooking some dinner here in just a minute. Going to have mashed potatoes tonight for dinner. Looking forward to that. And we're going to make it an early night, get up early in the morning. Not real early, because we don't have to be over for a resupply until around noon. Junction here at Bullfrog Lk, JMT. Trail north and south. See the sunset there through the trees. So how we doing, Mama?
I think we're doing okay. I feel pretty good. How about you?
Feeling great. So what's the
Except my
plan for
lip.
tomorrow?
I got the boo-boo.
She has a boo-boo. Yeah, me too.
Or heel.
I know. So what are we doing tomorrow?
We are sleeping late.
Yes.
Because we are meeting our packer with our food.
Yes.
In 0.6 miles. So, and that's at noon.
At noon.
Although we're going to be there early.
Yeah.
So we're going to leave here about 9:30 and hang out there. We get there by no later than 10:15.
Yeah.
And just hang out and wait for them to show up.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
They better show up.
Better. We'll have to make that over KEARSARGE fast to resupply.
That's right.
Love you, honey.
Love you too.
So, here we are. It's the 10th day on the trail. Morning of the 10th day. Kath just got up to go out to go to the restroom at 6:30 in the morning. Get our resupply today. It's another beautiful morning out there, all with a little pocket thermometer I brought along. I was recording 37 degrees inside of the tent, so I'm sure it's a little colder outside. Got to get up and make some coffee and do the morning chores there, and then we're going to back up and head on over to where we're going to be meeting our packers that are bringing our resupply in by mule.
Much anticipated day 10 on the JMT. Are we excited, honey?
Uh-huh.
What happens today?
We get resupplied and we get to get rid of all our trash.
And Sam gets to weigh 16 pounds. Well, not that many now. Probably about 8 or 10 pounds more than he weighs as he's standing here right now.
That's
after
right.
the mule brings our food up to us. And we're doing the resupply where, honey?
At the KEARSARGE Charlotte Lake JMT Junction.
And that is how far away?
0.6 miles.
From where we stand. And then after that, we're going to make a decision based on how quickly and when they show up we can get resupplied. We may camp out just this side of Glen Pass, or if we're feeling rambunctious and it's early, we may try to go all the way over Glen Pass, because we know a couple of nice spots down there, don't we?
At Ray Lakes, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you ready to get going?
I am.
All right, awesome. Let's do it. All right, here Kath and I are at the pickup point for our resupply today. This is about 6/10 of a mile up on the John Muir Trail from the Bullfrog Lk's trailhead. We found a nice shady spot to sit while we wait a couple hours for the mules to show up with our resupply. And when they do, I'm going to turn the camera around here where you can see down there where the mules will be parked on that open area down there where you can see those three ladies. We just met that group. There's a party of about 6, I think. And I believe they're from either Germany or Austria. The gentleman's very nice, spoke very good English. And one of the girls down there is named Charlotte, and she wanted to see her lake. It's named after her. So they came down and dropped their packs off down there where you can see the trail sign down there, the split in the trail. And actually walked down a little ways to where they could see the lake. And now they're heading back to wherever they're camped out. I'm not sure where they're going out up to there.
So, and he's Sherpa because he's been carrying all the food.
Oh,
So-
okay, that's convenient.
Yeah, we decided to lighten her load this year because of the injury last year.
So you guys started at whereabouts?
We started this year at, well, we did last year too, at Cottonwood Pass.
Okay.
And we took actually 4 days. We started at Cottonwood Lake Trail and took 4 days up there around New Army Pass and climbed that and just got ourselves acclimatized. And then we went back and went through the Cottonwood Pass to enter the jail. How are you, gentlemen?
Oh, we're doing great.
Good. Where are you coming in from?
Well, for today we started at Ray Lakes, but we originally started at Bishop Pass.
Oh, nice.
South Leg over Bishop Pass.
That's another one of our resupply points there at
Are you going
LeConte and
Yeah,
Bishop.
so we came down to LeConte. So we, came down to LeConte camps nearby on the river. Real nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
Made our way up from there.
And you're going to exit, where are you exiting?
We're doing Whitney.
Oh, you're going to do Whitney?
Oh, these are beautiful animals. Are you guys Goodrich?
You're underneath the big... Sorry, I had to go to KEARSARGE Lake today.
Wow, that's a lot of food.
So there's all of our food. Camp is going to put all of our trash in the bucket to be hauled back down to be dumped. Got this carrying in her right hand there. I'm going to be shipping back my battery charger brick and my Garmin Oregon 600 GPS, because we're not going to need GPS. We've got cell phone coverage with our
Yes.
This is a thank you.
Oh, thank you.
And we have a question.
Okay.
We want this to be shipped back.
Okay.
These has the box.
Things and something to eat.
Yeah. These is the box at the Pine Creek station.
Right, I remember that. I'm usually in the office.
Okay. So that's this. Do you want us to put it in our trash bucket? Or do it separately?
Safety. It's got a pink
right across the top.
Yeah, it's got a pink thing that'll see.
Okay, I can right across the top.
Yeah, phone charger.
Kath, we picked up our resupply, didn't we?
We did.
And what was the name of your mule?
Frances.
Frances
She
the
was
mule.
pretty. She had long eyelashes, and she was just really pretty.
And what was the name of our wrangler? Carrie?
Carrie, thank you.
Yeah, Carrie was the wrangler. Very nice. She's going to ship back our battery charger and GPS. So we're good to go. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to be camping out just below Glen Pass tonight. There you go. All right, here we are at Camp Goodrich, half-mile short of Glen Pass. Sorry about that. Half-mile short of Glen Pass. It was a slog up here. We only had to hike about 2 miles, maybe 2.1 miles today, but it was a tough 2.1 miles.
It was. A lot of up.
A lot of up, a lot of 2.5-foot step-ups.
Oh man, those were
rocks.
brutal.
Boulders.
Hot,
It was
hot.
and it was pretty doggone hot. But we picked a pretty good campsite. We found this just as we were thinking we might have to go back down a little bit lower where we had seen water. But this were basically made our camp at the base of the second tarn on your way up northbound over Glen Pass. There's my size 40 in the water, and you can look at Kath across the little inlet. We're still friends, and we're still married, and we're still lovers. It's difficult sometimes to find seating side by side when you get ready to put your feet in the water, so that's why we're separated by a little distance, right, Kath? What a beautiful night. I'm going to try to put the camera up where you can see into that second portion of this tarn right there. All right, Kath, the beginning, and I have begun our final assault here on Glen Pass. We're half a mile from the top. I'm going to kind of turn the camera around, see where Kath is walking up there. This is definitely the toughest pass we hike going this direction. Lots of 2.5 foot, almost 3 foot step ups, and you can kind of see the condition of the trail. Lots of small rocks. Everything's kind of slippery, slidey. So you have to be very careful with your foot placement. And there is the tarn just below the pass. There's two tarns on the way up here. Look at the color of that water. It's an emerald green this morning. We camped out down there. If you can see the south end of the lake, that opposite end of the lake down there, there's a little pool there that's a connector to this tarn. We camped out right down there by that little pool last night. And we started about 8:30 in the morning. We'll be going over the top of Glen Pass probably between 9:15 and 9:30 this morning. And we're going to be going way up there. Now this is pretty cool. There's the upper tarn that I was telling you about earlier, Kath and I. If you look at the farthest end down there, in the shade is that little pool, little tarn pool. And I think in a high water year, both those pieces of water would connect. But the tarn pool is where Kath and I camped out. And what I wanted to show you here at this point in our hike, not too far from the top of Glen Pass, is I want you to take a look back down. I hope you can see all the switchbacks there. That's what we've been doing for the last 10 minutes or so. Whew. Actually, we did better than I thought. We both must have our trail legs and our altitude acclimatization going, because it's only going to take us about 37 minutes, and I was figuring it was going to take an hour, which is pretty good. Glen Pass, 11,900 and something. We'll check the sign when we get up here. This will be pass number 5 for Kath and I. We threw in the New Army Pass as our bonus pass, which makes for our 5th pass up to this point. And in order, we did New Army Pass when we were acclimatizing, then we went over Cottonwood Pass, Gallo Pass, Forester Pass, and now Glen Pass.
Out, they were going to continue on, but they decided they're going to go out KEARSARGE. So we may run into them. She's hobbling. Bless her heart.
They're like, man, we
They just came up from down there and they're heading out to
Oh,
Valley.
cool.
Yeah.
You gonna resupply there?
No, we're just.
Oh, you're done?
Yeah.
Section hike? Where did you come in at?
Onion Valley.
Oh, what,
Yeah,
Onion
we
Valley?
came out, spent a
Do the
day here.
loop, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful area, isn't it? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we weren't sure if we should like continue or where we should stop, but it was nice just to stay there a full day.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Absolutely.
It was wonderful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. How'd you enjoy looking at the Painted Lady while you were camping out down there? That's the name of that
Oh, really?
big mountain that overlooks the
That
lake
was
there.
wonderful. I mean, we walked around the lake a little bit, and you walk just 10 minutes around, and it's a completely different view of the
Yeah,
valley.
it's unbelievable, isn't it? Alright, we just left our little back break area, and guess what? More rocks. The guy who has the rock concession here is a millionaire, multi-millionaire. Alright, here we are. We're on the last few switchbacks down to the water level down there. And there's the guardian angel of the lakes, painted lady. Beautiful. Just taking a look around here, completely exposed, no shade on this side, and unless you want to sit out in the sun for an hour and to have lunch and to filter water, I say we go ahead and go across and go over that next little bluff, and that'll get us over there at least where we've got a place to walk to where there's some trees. See the shape there of the arrowhead.
Yeah.
Looking at it from this angle. So, water crossing. Kath is determining what she wants to do. Okay, Kath and I are having a little snack here at Dollar Lake in the junction of Baxter Pass Trail. It's about 3:24 in the afternoon, and we have another mile and 3/10 to go. So we should be getting into camp around 4:15, 4:30 here after we take our break. I'm having the Kellogg's Fruity Snacks for my snack. And Kath has got a grab bag over there of all kinds of little chocolates and goodies. Alright, there's a fairly good view of Dollar Lake. And if you look at it on the map, it looks like it's kinda, sorta shaped like a silver dollar. But if you look at it here in person like we are,
It looks like it's been squashed a little bit. Finished a lovely dinner here at Baxter, what is it, Baxter Creek. We're in our little campground here. You can see our tent set up over there. Got the clothesline set up in the back there. We did some clothes washing. We washed our bodies. I put on a new, a clean pair, or a previously washed set of clothes there. So I've got all clean clothes on. And we had quite a day today, didn't we, Kath?
We did.
You want to give us the rundown?
Well, we spent the night at the barn about, what,
Half a mile
from the top of Lynn Pass on the south side.
Yeah.
And we climbed that this morning, did really well. We got up to the top quite quickly. It was cool, the sun wasn't out yet. Most of it. It did end up getting out, but it was not nearly as difficult as we thought. But we're coming down.
From there on, yeah.
It's so rocky and big, huge step downs, and just really
Painstakingly slow.
Painstakingly slow, because I just couldn't see, where the rocks were and how high, and I just hate that. But it's what it is.
It is what it is. And we made it, didn't we?
We did.
So, perfect programming by Kath, because she's the one that kind of planned out our mileage. And it was a hard day, but it was a good day. I mean, we got to where we wanted to go. We didn't overly stress ourselves, I didn't think. And we were tired when we got in here, but we had our chicken, what is that, fettuccine casserole?
This is chicken noodle casserole.
Chicken noodle casserole, and I put a little bottle of Tabasco in mine, so Kath had to eat out of a cup tonight. And now we're getting ready for dessert, aren't we, Kath?
Yes, we are.
And what do we have on the menu tonight?
The dessert is half of a coconut white chip macadamia cookie by Monk Pack.
Monk.
They have lots of...
How many grams protein?
Let's see.
How many grams? It says right there on the front. Right in the middle? No, right in the front.
Yeah, 18 grams of protein per cookie. So we're splitting this, so you get 9.
9 grams protein. Here we are, day 12 at Baxter Creek. We're getting ready to leave here in about an hour or so to head out to above Sawmill Pass. We're going to go down to Woods Creek and cross the Suspicion Bridge down there. But I wanted to make a note. We got up this morning, first time in about a week or so that the temperature's been anything higher than about 37 degrees. Whether you can read my pocket thermometer, it's showing 48 degrees this morning, which is very nice. Baxter Creek, and we're heading on up to somewhere north of Sawmill Pass today, about 7.5 maybe?
Yes,
With that many. We had a nice little God wink this morning while we were getting ready to go. And I'm going to let Kath tell you about it, because this guy and his sister are pretty special to both of us, aren't they, Kath?
Yeah. Last year we met him at MTR and had several meals together and just really enjoyed their company. And just a fun brother and sister combo. Anyway, when I hurt my ankle and was coming down all those switchbacks and everything, they were so concerned and so worried because they had come up behind us. Well, they went on, they set up their tent, and they were so worried about me that they came back to check on me. And we had pulled off the trail to the only flat spot we could find to make camp, but there was no water. So out of the kindness of their hearts, they went down to the water, it was about a mile away, and brought us some water so we could have some dinner that night and coffee the next morning. So just sweet, sweet people. And who should we see this morning as we're packing up? But he comes kind of sauntering down the trail, and he looks over and he says, "Now does the trail go this way or that way?" And Sam said, "I know you." Yeah. And so from there we realized who he was, and it's just so neat.
Yeah, it was a great experience.
It was.
All right, and that's the kind of inspiration we need to get off on the right foot today on the trail, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, we'll check with you later. Okay, we just departed Baxter Creek, and we're proceeding downhill now to Woods Creek, where the suspension bridge is. That's always a lot of fun. And from there we'll go start climbing again up the creek bed. I'm not sure whether that's Woods Creek that we go up along or not, but we'll start climbing from Woods Creek. There's the suspension bridge up towards Pinchot Pass. Now, there's a creek down there.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it? All right. Here's our first footbridge. I remember Kath dancing on this one last year because we had taken off our shoes so many times. Another wonderful, exciting day on the trail.
Yeah, we are.
Awesome. There you go. Chippy chippy. Kath just mentioned we got our first aspen trees. You can see some of those leaves there just starting to turn a little bit yellow. It's a little early, but it's beautiful out there here in the fall, late fall. Okay, we got a little water crossing here. Yeah, somebody was nice enough to put a log up here for us, so we'll use that. What a beautiful morning. Any day on the trail is a good day, but today it's especially beautiful. All right, folks, here we are, arriving at the Woods Creek suspension bridge. Beautiful little camp area. Kath and I showed up last year. We were pumping, and it had been about a 12-hour day. We got in here about 6:30 at night, and this entire camping area that you'll see down here by the bridge was jammed. I mean, it was jam-packed. There was probably 30 tents, maybe. Unbelievable. It's like a backpackers convention down here. Sort of a Labor Day weekend, so that's probably why there were so many people here. But there you can see the suspension bridge on the other side of Kath over there. We're going to take a break here, have a little snack, find some shade. Kath, over there by that bear box on the right is some shade. Let's go.
We're just doing the raised lake.
Oh, nice. That's beautiful. We just saw a couple going up there that was doing the same thing. Going to spend a couple of days up there. You're going to be up there for a while?
Yeah, just 2 days. We're going to start at Dollar Lake tonight and then Raise Lake tomorrow night.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Do you know if the fire's cleared up or?
At Bob's Creek fire, is that what you're talking about? As of yesterday, it was not. There were still some notes up down there when we went by the, what was it, Ray Lakes Ranger Station.
Because then we might have to hike back out the same way.
Yeah. I think you're going to be okay. The rumor control that we had up there when we camped out at Bullfrog Lake's trailhead there was that they pretty much had it under control. In fact, the ranger sign said that they were actually intermittently escorting people through the area, the firefighters up there. So I would think that they've probably got it fairly under control now.
Okay.
All right, great. All right, now that Kath has successfully navigated the Woods Creek Suspension Bridge, I guess it must be my turn, so let's go. There's something very iconic about suspension bridges, whether you're talking the Golden Gate in San Francisco or the Wood Creek Bridge. Beautiful construction, engineering marvel. And you can see the sign right there. There's one person at a time on the bridge. And if you look at the grading system, this is all brand new. So here's a little point of view of what it's like to cross a suspension bridge. We are in the middle. You can knack to doing this. Just have to keep your weight distributed evenly up and down is good, side to side is not good. A little more wiggle than we want. All right, we've begun our initial ascent up from the Woods Creek Suspension Bridge, headed up towards Pincho Pass. All right, here's a little bit of the Woods Creek water slide. You can see what they call it a water slide. Yeah, I'm just telling them you've seen some videos on YouTube of people actually sliding down. I don't know whether this is the area where they do it. But the water level is way down again. You can see how dry it is on the side closest to the camera. That water was completely filled up that stream gorge right there last year when we hiked up here. And probably maybe a third of the volume of water going down there than there was last year during the high snow year. Here's a nice little piece of trail work. Somebody's come in here, put the steps in, got a nice little staircase. Alright, Kath and I have decided we need a little pack break. It's warm out there and we are going up, so we're going to take a little break by the in the shade up there with that old tree that's falling down. All right, a little look back down the stream bed where we came from. Gorgeous out here today. A nice little fern area. And climb up to Sawmill Pass Trail Junction. All right, Kath and I just enjoyed a very nice spaghetti dinner. We're getting ready to have our dessert, but we're going to have dessert in the tent tonight because it's cooling off pretty fast here, isn't it, Kath?
It is.
But I want to give you a look at our campsite for the night. We're about a half mile above the Sawmill Pass Junction on the JMT, right next to one of the Twin Lakes. The lake area is over there to the right. You can't see it because of the trees, but the views are pretty nice. It's about 6:30 right now, so the sun's going to be going down pretty quick. It was a good day. All right, it's another beautiful morning here on the John Muir Trail. Kath and I just spent the night about a half mile up above Sawmill Pass trailhead here on our way up to Pinchot Pass this morning. You can see the morning we're having. It's absolutely gorgeous. Got a little light cirrus in the air today. 32 degrees this morning when we got up. It's a little chilly out there. Kath, are we ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Kath's finishing up her breakfast bar. 32 degrees, honey.
I know.
This
Although
day,
it doesn't feel that
No?
cold, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cold, but it's not like, cold.
yeah.
Your lip
Okay.
is still, bless your heart.
Anyway, today we're going to assault Pinchot Pass and proceed down over the pass there, and we'll see where we end up spending the night. Looks like another good day for hiking. Be nice and cool
Yeah.
going over the pass this morning, so
Good.
that's the good news.
Mm-hmm.
All right, are we ready to do this thing?
We are, and this is August, I have to think.
30th.
August 30th.
30th, Tuesday.
Wow.
Yeah,
No, it's not Tuesday, it's Thursday.
Thursday, excuse me. Thursday, August 30th. That was my dad's birthday. Still is. He's passed away, but August 30 was my dad's birthday.
There you go.
All right, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. And let's do it. So Kath had to finish her breakfast bar, and then she had to take a quick pee break. So I thought I'd climb up over this little bump from our campsite and show you one of the Twin Lakes, which is the area we camped in last night. That's a half mile above the Sawmill Pass Junction. Beautiful. Yeah, if you ever come up here to camp out or hike the John Muir Trail, just remember about a half a mile north of the junction is where the Twin Lakes begin. You can't quite see it up there, but there is another lake that's past this one that you can see right here. Nice and quiet here last night. This is God's country up here. He created it all, so it all belongs to Him. All right, getting a breakout view here, just past Twin Lakes, looking up the valley. You can see our first view of Pinchot Pass up there in the distance. And if I'm not incorrect, which I could very well be with altitude Alzheimer's, Pinchot is on that ridge line you can see straight ahead, where that little dip is in the middle. So question, real Pinchot or real Pinchot? So check out the geology here of this particular area. Orangey red mountain right there, and then you've got the more gray here, and that is what I think is the fake Pinchot Pass over there, and the real Pinchot Pass is right there, right in the center frame right now. So getting ready to enter the heavy switchbacks at the base of Pinchot Pass. You can see Kath up there. She's about 3 switchbacks ahead of me, making her way on up the trail there. Finally, at last, we're on the Pinchot Pass doorstep. Right behind me, another 100 yards. Let's enjoy this victory together. Hi, honey. I finally made it. 3 hours. Yeah. Well, first, yes. Look down there. That's Lake Marjorie right there. Last year, Kath and I camped at the very northern end of that, which is the far end of the lake. So this is the north side of Pincho Pass. Let me take you over here and let you look down where we come from, which is the south side. So Kath was nice enough to let me go ahead on the downhill and get down to our water filtering spot here at Lake Marjorie. Camped out here last year. I think one of the reasons you'll see why I enjoyed it so much is the view. Pretty spectacular. Alright, we just left Lake Marjorie, heading north. We're down just maybe 100 yards down from Lake Marjorie. Got these two little lakes and gorgeous scenery right there. So we just did the water crossing there at the Bench Lake Ranger Station and the intersection at the Caboose Pass. And guess who we saw crossing the water? Joe and Nam. So their schedule and ours have pretty well meshed up so far. We keep seeing each other during the day, here and there. It's pretty cool. Kath and I's camp for the night, just above Middle Fork River, right? South Middle Fork. 1.2 miles up from the river, 4.5 miles from Mather Pass, which will be the pass we'll be going over tomorrow. And the really good thing about this particular site, as Kath and I found out today, is it is close to the water. Got a nice little stream running down through here. Easy access to the water for not only getting water to be filtered, but we both came down here today and did a little personal hygiene cleanup. And I didn't record any of that because it's only for mature audiences, since both Kath and I were in various states of undress down here while we were washing our bodies. And Kath was actually woman enough to get in that little jacuzzi spot right there and actually sat down in there. It was about waist high on her. It was a little chilly to start with, but she threw down the gauntlet, so at some point before we finish our trip, I'm going to have to do the same thing. And right here, where this water is rolling down through here, is where I'm going to get a bag of water to be filtered for tomorrow morning. Beautiful spot. And you can see the views. It's just incredible here. It's so nice to camp out every night and just have something absolutely gorgeous to look at. All right, we're breaking out here, and we're looking up there towards Mather Pass, probably about 2.5 miles away. Sun's out now, feels great. Give you some idea of the views this morning. It's back down from where we came from. So we're about a mile from switchbacks there at Mather Pass. And Kat's going to give me a little first aid. My backs of my hands have really gotten to be dried out with all this sun and high altitude dry air. So she's going to put a little bit of sunscreen in the back of my hands. I do it myself, except these two fingers here. I've got Kat's on, and I don't want to get the bandages all soiled. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome. Just relax your knuckles, thank you.
Go limp-wristed? Is that what you
Yes.
said? Okay.
Actually, that's your wrist, your knuckles. That's the difference.
Okay. Starting to see some of the fall colors here in the ground cover up here. That angle of the sun is hitting that right now. Looks like a brilliant red to the forest, or excuse me, the mountain ground cover. All right, here we are, coming up on about a mile below Mather Pass, 12,000 footer. Morning. How are you?
How are you?
Good. Have fun out there.
Yeah.
You can look down, there's a tarn right there. Got a nice campsite from last year. It's down just a little bit off the edge of this hill here, and up about another couple hundred yards. Beautiful place. I can see it over there now. Another tarn up on the left. You see our campsite down there, honey? So last year when Kath and I were here, we camped out on that little spot right down there. We were looking for a nice little campsite. There's actually a couple of them here. There's one there. There's one a little bit further up. This is the view from last year, looking back down the valley. And right between where our campsite is down there and running along this little slopey line out to the right of these tarns was a big snowbank there last year. Lots of snow last year. Alright, here we go. Mather Pass up there. Kath and I on the boulders down here. Remember this. Massive rock slides you can see. You just don't want to be down here when they're sliding. But there was a lot of snow last year. Like I said here, I'm not sure exactly where the snowbank started that we had to do the snow crossing on. It was somewhere across this boulder field right here. You see a little bit of the trail starting to go off over there. Kath is tiptoeing through the boulders, looking back down from where we came from. An absolutely majestic day. Okay, so we have finally worked our way across the boulder fields there. We're underneath the face of Mather Pass, completely over to the left-hand side of the pass now, and this is where the serious switchbacks begin. The last 500 feet of elevation gain we have to make. You can see Kath up there in front of me. Everyone, here we are at the top of Mather Pass, 12,100 feet. Our 7th pass. We only have 6 passes left until we get to Yosemite Valley. Yay. And it's been a beautiful day. It's about noon. We just finished having lunch. What we have for lunch, Kath?
Cheese, crowbar, and sausage.
And sausage. It was excellent. Couldn't have had a better lunch. And we're going to be starting down here in about 10 minutes. We'll be heading towards the Palisades Lakes. Background behind us is where we just came from this morning. We started out where?
Just below Upper Basin.
That's correct. And it was about 4.5 miles to the top, and we did it in, what, more than about 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
So it's about 4 hours, which is good for us. We got our trail legs, and we're ready to keep moving on. Now we're going to switch around over here in just a second and give you a view from the other side. All right, we're just about down to lake level at the Palisade Lakes. First lake in the viewfinder is Upper Palisades, and the one that's in the distance is Lower Palisades. It's supposed to be a campground on the furthest end of each one, and Kath and I are going to decide which of the two we're going to camp out at tonight. Yo. Okay, there we go. You can see Camp Goodrich. We're set up here just above Upper Palisade Lake. Cass in there taking a little nappy this afternoon. We got in early, which is nice. Got our clothes all hung up on our clothesline there. See the mountains in the background. It's really one of the prettiest places, I think, scenic-wise, on the whole JMT. And we've got several other campers that are enjoying the evening with us here tonight. And 5 different groups here, Cat and Kath and I. Alright, these are part of our campmates at the Palisades Lake for our 2018 YouTube movie. We made a 2017 movie last year. So I wanted everybody to introduce themselves, and you are?
My name is Pam.
Pam, and where are you from, Pam?
I am from the Bay Area.
And Pam, where did you start and where are you going?
I started in Tuolumne Meadows and I'm headed for Whitney.
Oh, awesome. So
I'm
you're a
more than
JMT or two
halfway
then.
there.
All right, awesome. My wife and I are doing the exact opposite.
Awesome.
We started at Cottonwood Pass and we're going all the way to Yosemite.
Oh, fantastic.
And you are Henry.
I am Henry.
And Henry, where are you from?
I'm from San Jose, California.
San Jose. We used to live in San Jose,
Oh,
actually
nice.
in Mountain View.
Okay, yeah. It's a good place
So
to be.
where did you start, Henry, and where are you going?
I started in Happy Isles.
Yes.
And I'm headed all the way to Whitney.
All the way to Whitney. Give me 5. So what gave you the bug about hiking the JMT? Where did that seed get planted?
So I started hiking out here in the Sierras in middle school. One of the first places I camped was Thousand Island Lakes, and it just had me hooked. So I've been camping ever since. I just graduated from school, from college actually.
Oh,
in June.
awesome.
Started work in October.
Where'd you go to school?
Princeton.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, so I got this little window to come
Yeah,
out here and,
awesome.
do this before I start working.
Before you start working.
Right.
Where are you going to be working at?
I'll be working at Facebook in Menlo Park.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
So
Well,
I actually just
congratulations.
moved to Fremont.
Oh,
I'll be
great.
finishing work.
Well, congratulations on graduating and getting your first job, huh?
Thank you. Yeah,
That's
I'm excited
awesome.
for it.
All right, great. Thanks.
Yep.
All right, Sandy. Tell us where you're from.
I am from Livermore, California.
Yes, and what are you doing out here? Where did you start and where are you going?
So I came in over Bishop Pass
Okay.
and I have a permit to exit at Walker Pass.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see though.
Yeah.
So that's like 500 and some odd miles.
Yeah.
Meeting my friend in KEARSARGE, and he'll hike with me the rest of the way.
Rest of the way.
And we'll make a decision when we get to Whitney to see how his health is doing.
So I'm always curious, what motivated you or what seed got planted for you to do what you're going to do? That's 500 miles worth of hiking. And where did that all get started, and
well,
how did it end up being this?
This is my church,
Oh, very good.
and this is my mental health. So
Good.
I come out here, and I love to be above tree line. I love to be on granite. So here I am.
Have you done this all your life? Have you done hiking in
I
the Sierras?
started backpacking about 25 years ago, and but I camped throughout my childhood.
Okay.
So
you got started early then.
I did get I lived in Southern California, and we would go up into the San Bernardino Mountains and camp when I was a child. So.
You talk about this being your church. That's what my wife and I always say too.
Really?
But I want to tell you just a quick anecdote. The first day we were on the trail, we ran into a guy that was going somewhere. I don't remember exactly where he was going. We got to talking. His name was Brandon. He survived the Las Vegas shooting, he and his wife.
Oh, wow.
And he was telling us about, you know, he was able to save her. He was able to get her out of there. But he was so convicted by survivor's guilt that he couldn't have helped anybody else. He said, I could have helped somebody else, but obviously he
did help someone, and
he did.
He survived, and he helped himself.
Absolutely.
That's the most important thing. I do search and rescue.
Oh, you did?
And one of the most important things that we're taught is to take care of yourself first and help others if you can.
If you can.
And so I don't always follow that credo, but you know,
it's a good credo.
It's a good one.
Yeah. And like he said almost the identical thing you did. He said, this is my therapy.
Right.
He said, this is how I try to clear my head and get, you know, over everything.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I said, how's your wife doing? He said, well, she's doing better than I am. He says, I've got to get out here and do this to kind of flush the old brain out. So.
Yeah, it must be tough. So.
There's a very good view of the lower Palisades Lake. You can see where that runs into a neck at the far end up there. That's supposedly where the campgrounds are located. Problem with most of these campgrounds, Kath and I were very lucky, is they're exposed here, so pretty open. Not a lot of trees. We were able to get to one spot in the 2 lakes there back to where we camped out that actually had a little bit of shade last night. Gorgeous morning. All right, there's a really good illustration of the trail work there. You can see that staircase down off that switchback. We're working our way down from the Palisade Lakes to the beginning of the Golden Staircase. Since Kath and I have done this hike before, we know what's coming up with the Golden Staircase, don't we, Kath?
Yes, we do.
And we're going to take a little pack break here in the shade. We got a nice little bluff behind us there to keep us nice and cool, because as I remember, staircase was pretty exposed.
Yep.
And for you college sports fans who are sitting at home on September the 1st thinking that the only action is all of that great college football that's going on today,
with teams like the excellent Texas Tech Red Raiders, one of the most potent aerial offenses in the entire nation, taking on Mississippi, and the elite Wolverines of the University of Michigan playing St. Mary's Knights of the Holy Cross, to get a little tune-up in. I just want you to know that that is not all of the action that occurred on September the 1st, 2018.
There you go.
As a matter of fact, for the next 2 hours, the Sam Goodrich YouTube network is going to be proud to present the tape-delayed action of the finest JMT hikers on the planet coming up the Golden Staircase, which is elevation, what, more than 1,000 feet, right?
I don't know,
Up
but it's
and down.
not us that has to go up.
Right. We're going to be going down, and we're going to be reporting all of the tape-delayed action of every group we see on the Golden Staircase coming up.
Cheer, cheer for Notre Dame. Wake up the echoes, cheery for name. See the volley, cheer on high. Look down from the sky. What though the odds be great or small? Old Notre Dame will win overall. While her loyal sons are hiking onward to victory.
There you go. Have a good one.
That after all that hike.
All right, here's give you some idea of what the switchbacks in the Golden Staircase look like. CCAP is about 3 or 4 switchbacks ahead of me right now. Kind of follow them down there. Anyway, they disappear into those trees you can see down there, and that's not the end of it. That's just the first segment. Alright, here we are in the shade. It's nice to get a little shade. Path is coming down to where they've done some really nice trail work there. They've got some steps. You see she steps down there. Alright, we're still making our way down from the Palisade Lakes there. We're just about ready to get into the serious tree line down here. Alright, we finally got off the Golden Staircase and down in the nicely forested area. See a beautiful path there. Should make some pretty good time. We're about
4 miles from the middle fork of the Kings River. There we go, John Muir Trail, north and south. Simpson Meadow on the Middle Fork Trail. Headed that way. And there's this giant sentinel tree that guards our campground. Beautiful tree. And wait patiently here for Kath. So after a long, hard day on the trail, when you finally get down from the Palisade Lakes down to the middle fork of the Kings River, you find yourself a nice little Palisades Creek crossing, which is about 50 yards from our camp. And you come down here and you just stick those old puppies right in the middle of it and let them soak for a while. Yeah. How does that feel, honey?
It feels great.
All right, so we have pulled out the mac and cheese and we're going to go get the kitchen now. Kath has made up a camp kitchen for us. And as you can see here, it's stuffed in this Hyperlight Mountain Gear 4400 large clamshell bag. And what she's got in here are the dish towel. We have 2 cups. Generally those are used for coffee. If I end up using Tabasco with dinner, then Kath will normally eat her dinner out of a cup because she doesn't like Tabasco. We have a fuel canister, and we have our main cooking pot and all of the goodies that go inside of the cooking pot. The burner is the key item. Keep it in this little felt stuff bag to keep it from getting damaged. Okay. And then the bottom of this puppy, you see it's got the little lever that allows you to turn the gas on and off once you have attached it to the top of the fuel canister, which I'm going to do right now, and I'll be right back. Alright, as you can see now, I have got the burner attached to the top of the fuel can. And what I did was, I have a platypus water bottle right here that I poured 2 cups of water into my coffee cup right here. So it's already measured out. We're going to need 2 cups of coffee to make our mac and cheese. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the measured out water and put it into our cooking pan like so that it's ready to go. And we're going to fire up the stove, put the water on, let it come to a boil, and then we're going to dump the entire contents of our plastic bag that has the mac and cheese in it and let it sit there for 20 minutes. Alright, the requisite 20 minutes is up on the mac and cheese tonight. Kath is taking off the kitchen towel. She's opening up the cozy She's pulling the jet boil pot, and there is our mac and cheese. She's going to give it a good stir. Ooh, yeah. The liquid's all mixed in there. And since I am having my Tabasco on the mac and cheese tonight, there's my little bottle of Tabasco. Kath is going to spoon out as much of that mac and cheese as she can stand to eat. And then she'll just give me the pot, and I can spray what's left in there with the Tabasco, and we can have our mac and cheese. Does it look good, honey?
It does, and it smells good.
It does smell good. And there you go. There's dessert. Snickers. You can't go wrong with the Snickers.